Hey guys, welcome back to another review. Wow, I got really big hair going on today, but that's okay. We're going with it. So today I have the Essie Gel Couture Sunset Soiree. Let me look that up. Sunset Soiree. So I got this collection from Polish Pick, and I will put a link to them down below. That's where you can get discounted prices on new collections. It's a really great place to shop for them. There's a few places I shop, and this is one of my top places that I go to. Check out that down below and tell them who sent you. So if you are not familiar with Essie Gel Couture, and if you've never tried them, try them. They're so good. It's my favorite nail polish line. I need to wear them more often, but I love them. They last a long time. The formulas are fantastic. The top coat is amazing. Sometimes I'll just use the top coat on other polishes that I use too. I do have a review of that line. It's No Cure gel polish. I'll put a link to that video at the end if you want to watch my review on the line. There are 6 polishes in the collection, and like the name says, these are all colors that you're going to find in a sunset. I love sunsets. I'm always stopping and taking pictures of sunsets. If you talk to my family, they'll be like, oh my gosh, another sunset picture. So this collection I really love, and the colors are beautiful, and some of them are quite unique, and I think you guys are going to like. I'm going to talk about each one, do a live swatch, and then I have comparisons for each one as well for you. This collection was also a surprise. I just feel like Essie, I just get surprised with their collections. I never really know what's coming, and it's kind of fun, but I've also been drowning. But it's been nice. Okay, so let's talk about the colors. The first one I have is Chiffon the Move, and it's this nice sheer white. It builds up nice in 3 coats, but it's got this beautiful iridescence in it. It's really beautiful. I did comparisons for this. It's not exactly the same as Sweet Souffle, because I knew you guys would probably ask about that one, and I really wanted to compare it to one of the new China Glaze collections from their White Hot collection that just recently came out, so I have those comparisons for you. But this one's quite unique. It's got a really cool tone base, which I like. In these kind of sheers, I don't like them to turn yellow. I like them to be a little bit more on the cool side. So this one's beautiful, and it's my favorite out of the bunch that I did comparisons for. It's got a nice formula. Like I said, it's going to build up in 3 coats, and I liked it quite a bit. I wanted it to be a little more opaque, but I can understand why it's a bit sheer, so you can see those layers of the iridescent shimmer in there. It's very, very fine, and you're going to see that nice in the sun. You're probably not going to see it in just like a regular lit room. And let's get into the comparisons for it. This next one I have is Atelier at the Bay, and this is the yellow polish we've all been waiting for. Yay! I'm really happy too that it came out in the Gel Couture line, because I think it's going to last a long time on the nails. It's so pretty. It's a really soft, beautiful, light, neutral yellow, and I think a lot of you are going to want to grab this shade. I've been waiting for Essie to do a shade like this for a long time. They came out recently with one from the Expressy line called Busy Bee line, and that one had a little bit of brown in it. It was a little bit more fall appropriate, and this one is just like that pale yellow that you're gonna love. OPI has some pale yellows, but they have a little bit more brightness to them, and this one's a little bit more subdued. It's kind of hard to like capture that exactly in the comparison photo, but you can kind of see it just a little bit. So this one is softer and not as bright. I love it so much. This is the one to grab from the collection. Well, there's a few, but this is one of them. I really love it. It's got a really great formula. There was times I replied this, I think about 3 times, and there was times that it was opaque in 2 coats, but I would do 3. I think it's really consistently going to be 3 coats. That's pretty good for yellow. It's really hard to find one that's opaque in 2 coats, and I'm really, really happy about this one, and I think you will be too. And let's get into the comparisons for it. The next one is Low Tide High Slit. I actually really like that name for this nude polish. It's kind of cute. It's a beautiful nude polish. It's kind of a rosy mauve, but it also has some brown in it. It's got a really interesting formula too, so it's a little bit curly, which I kind of like for nudes. It makes them a little bit shiny, makes them a little bit squishy. It's going to be opaque in 2 coats, maybe 3 depending on your application. I thought it'd be pretty close to Edenberger and Tatty's, but that one's a different shade. So I tried a bunch of different nudes that I have. I don't have a lot because I don't wear nudes very often, but this one's quite unique in the collection of nudes that I have, and I think if you have really, really dark skin, this is going to look so beautiful on you, so this might be the one to pick up for you. And maybe if you had pale skin, I don't know. I guess the point of nude is to have it kind of match your skin tone, I guess. I don't really know. But I don't really like that very much. I like to have a little contrast. So it's not my favorite, but I really did love the color tone of this one. The next one I have is Coastal Couture. It's a beautiful mauve-y pink shade with like a touch of salmon. It's really pretty, and I really couldn't find any Essie shades that were close. Well, they're kind of close, but they're not the same. You guys know when I'm saying that they're like kind of close, but not the same. And maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. I looked through my collection a lot of different times just to find something close to this. I compared it to one, the Flying Solo from Essie, and that one's a little bit more pink. And this one's just really beautiful and quite unique. It's a mauve but has a little bit of orange in it, and so I couldn't find anything that was pretty close. So C&D has one called Soulmate that I got, and I haven't swatched it for you guys yet. It's a beautiful polish. That one's slightly more orange, but I think what makes this unique is a pink with a little bit of orange, and I really liked it quite a bit. It's a really fun shade. It's going to be opaque in 1 to 2 coats. It's got a beautiful formula, and with that brush, this brush is just my favorite ever. I really hardly ever have to do any cleanup with this brush, and everything goes on so nicely. Piper. Okay, she got out. Okay, so love this one. Let's get into the comparisons for it. The next one is the namesake of this collection, and it's Sunset Soiree, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color. I could not find anything like this one, and I did quite a few comparisons so you could kind of see that it's kind of looks coral. This is a salmon-y color too. It's not quite coral, and it's not quite bright. It's a little bit more muted, but it's still bright at the same time. I don't know. It doesn't look super impressive in the bottle, but on your nail, it's really gorgeous. I couldn't really find anything exactly the same as this. Some polishes that I had were too brown, or they were too red, or too coral, or too orange, and it's pretty. It's got a little bit of mauve in it too, so I really like this. It's the one that I have on my nails now. It's just amazing. The formula is really great too. It's really fantastic. It's going to be opaque in 1 to 2 coats depending on your application. It's a good one. And let's get into the comparisons for it. This next one is Sequins on the Rock. This is beautiful too. So it's a berry shade, but it has a little bit of like terracotta orange in it too. I don't know, I just love that about this collection. They all kind of go together in that way. They have a little bit of orange in them. So it was a little bit hard for me to find something that was exactly as this one too. There might be though, and I just don't have it. Let's see. Some of the colors were either too berry or too red, and it's like a raisin color, but it also has some orange. I don't know how to describe it even, you guys. It's really, really cool, and I like it a lot. And the formula is just amazing on this one. I think it's going to be opaque in 1 coat. I would do 2. I always do 2 though, because I like the look of the polish. It's a little bit thicker, and it gives it that gel-like look anyway. And let's get into the comparisons for this one. So overall, I was really, really impressed with this collection. I was happy. It was such a fun surprise to have it. I'm going to pull out my favorites, but there's quite a few in this collection. I actually think you guys are going to like it too. So let's see. Gosh, I'm going to have to do 3. So I'm going to do these 3. So I've got, my brightness isn't too bright this time. I know some people said it's too bright. I can't tell your favorites, but the lighting looks pretty good right now. Okay, so this is, let's see, Sunset Soiree, and then Sequins on the Rocks, and then the yellow, of course, Atelier at the Bay. Is that how you say it? Oh gosh. Anyway, these are my favorites from the collection, but actually as a whole collection, I really like it quite a bit. The only one that I maybe wouldn't pick up is the nude, just because with my color tone, with my skin tone, I don't really like it that much. Beautiful, beautiful shades, you guys. I think they're fun for summer, and I also think they're fun for fall too, which makes this collection really, really awesome. Okay, tell me your thoughts below on the collection. Are there polishes you'd like to pick up? I do like to know like what you guys are liking and what's kind of trending, and people who follow me, what they gravitate towards. So it's good for me to know. So let's have a little discussion down below. And thanks so much for joining me, you guys. Again, I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate when you give me likes and comments. It helps out my channel so much. So thanks, guys. We'll see ya. Bye.